Are we recording? I want to hear stories from you guys, and we'll make little short films out of those stories. Regular Joe here. I'm here with my buddy Seth. This is Will, and we made a movie together called 50/50. It's inspired by Will and something you went through. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how you ended up making it? Because I want to start a collaboration that's sort of inspired by what these guys did.
Well, I guess about 6 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. It was a pretty difficult time for me, but it was also an incredibly absurd and funny time at the same. I mean, you never imagine that cancer will equal funny, but I mean, Seth was my best friend at the time and still is.
And I think, we were 24 years old at the time, I think, right? So I think we were just so completely unprepared to deal with it that it was just kind of funny, and at times, I mean, just our whole
the way we
attitude,
dealt with it,
the way we
looked at, you just.
Looking back, I almost think we aggressively sought the humor in the situation as a way to make it feel like something good can come from this.
It was weird. I remember the day I was diagnosed, I went home and the first thing I did was I smoked 2 cigarettes, which is the most insane possible thing you can imagine. But that was what I did because I was so stressed out. But to me, I look back at it that it was a funny
That
moment.
is funny, right?
And what was funny, I remember when he called me to tell me he had cancer, I was sitting on the toilet. And I couldn't, I was literally taking a shit. And I was trying to be emotionally engaged. And all I was thinking is fuck, I wish I wasn't taking a shit while this was happening. This is a nightmare. We didn't put that in the movie though. But that's actually what happened. That's literally what happened.
I think
what are you doing taking calls
while I'm taking a shit?
Yeah.
Well,
but you knew that.
Well, the other funny thing, is that our friend Dave called me. You know Dave. Krumholtz called me 5 minutes before Will and goes, "Will has cancer. Don't tell him I told you."
And then you started to take a shit?
And then I was taking a shit, and then Will called while I was taking a shit. I was fuck, I can't not answer because I know he has cancer. And then not only was I taking a shit, I had to pretend I didn't know he had cancer already. And I had to be oh no, really? Oh, that's so fucked up. But the whole time David told me 10 minutes earlier.
So you're pretending you don't know he has cancer.
I was pretending I didn't know.
And you're
I was pretending that I wasn't
that you're not
shitting also.
Because when you're on the phone with somebody while you're shitting,
you totally
can't
have to
really
pretend. I'm just moving a chair.
Yeah.
I'm just lifting, I'm moving a couch. Yeah.
It wasn't until 4 years later that I found out about either of those things.
I didn't tell
him
for
good.
years.
He's very good at keeping that to himself.
I didn't tell him for years.
But I think also beyond just it being funny, it's just telling a story that is funny and honest. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, I feel like people are really afraid when it comes to cancer and it comes to illness to just be honest about it. It's not always sad. It can be painful, it can be sad, but it's not that. It is not strictly that.
Yeah. And I think that's really healthy, as I've dealt with the ups and downs in my life, that even in the darkest moments, there really are super bright and beautiful outlooks and really funny things that occurred to me and that happened. Well, all right, so what I want to do with hitRECord is I want to hear stories from other people, from you guys, of experiences sort of like what happened to Will. Not necessarily that you got sick, but just anything that was really genuinely trying and terrible, but I want to hear a humorous story about that. So, writers, you could write a story like this, something that happened to you that sucked, and finding humor in it. Or if you just want to give a testimonial talking to a camera like this, you could draw it as a picture, you could write a song, you know how we do it. It could be any number of things, and we'll start working on it and shaping these things up into a short film, and then who knows what we do with these short films eventually. Maybe it ends up on the DVD, or maybe, we'll screen it at a film festival, or, we'll do all sorts of things with it. Are you guys down to, maybe read some of these stories?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to
I would love
seeing
to.
it, honestly. Yeah,
Cool.
I think it's a great idea.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right, thanks again.
Bring them. Awesome.
Okay.
That's great, man. Such a good idea, dude.